Good afternoon, Rob here, and we got storms going through right now. I know they're hitting over there where Sean's at, but we're getting sun still, but it's cloudy and stormy. Um, what's happening is I just purchased PC Wrestling, and PC Wrestling does not mean politically correct. PC just means it's for the computer. So we're going to do one thing. I'm going to have a pay-per-view, and we're going to have your favorite wrestlers take part in it. Okay? Put one match together, and let me know who you like as far as wrestlers. 1,500 wrestlers come with this when you buy it. What's up, Tribe? So all of WWE, old WWF, NWA, WCW, old NWA, AWA, World Wrestling Council. We're talking Japan, all these wrestlers. They're 1,500 of them. If there is a match that you think you would like to see, or to know how it would have come out, send it to me. Okay, just one match, folks. Okay, put it on your on the notes. Well, and you know what? I said one. If you've got 3 or 4 matches that you think would make great pay-per-view match, all-time wrestlers. That Stunning Steve Austin versus Ricky Steamboat versus Bobby Eaton in a triple threat TV title match. Pretty cool. It could be good. There are tag teams. There are tag team elimination tournaments. There are like Royal Rumble matches. There are cage matches. There's all these types of matches. So if there are matches that you really, really like, put them down in the comment section, okay? Put them down in the comment section. When I receive this, I'm going to make up my first ever pay-per-view match. And then what we're going to do, we're going to call this like the anniversary. So what's this? May the 4th. If I receive it today, every year at this time, we're going to have Super WrestleCon or Super Wrestling Invitational or whatever. It's going to be the biggest pay-per-view of the year. So what we're going to start with is the biggest pay-per-view of the year. And when I say that, we may have 10 matches. We may have 10 matches. Some may have 10-minute time limits, whatever. But we're going to start with a huge card, okay? And each match, we'll go through it one by one. We're not gonna just leave it up to the World Championship match. We're gonna do U.S. title match, maybe a Florida Championship match. Maybe we'll wrestle down in Disney World, or we'll wrestle somewhere in Orlando to start, and then we'll go to different areas. And we will have different people wrestling in these different areas. So when we do we'll have 3 or 4. We're going to have 3 or 4 nights, or 3 or 4 2-hour events a week. So this channel is going to be getting switched around a lot. We're going to be doing a lot more wrestling now. I know some people are smiling about that. Maybe some are not, but to put the investment in that I did, it's $100. That's how much it costs for the PC Wrestling. But each time they come up with new stuff, they send it to you free. You don't have to worry about it. So when I receive it, I'm going to start working on the pay-per-view, a 10-match pay-per-view, and it'll probably last 2 to 3 hours. And like I say, I'll have a 20-minute time limit on some. The world title match, if it's in a cage, whatever it's in, it's going to be average 60 minutes. If we start having some go 60-minute time limit. We may go to 90 minutes. So we could have 3-hour pay-per-views, guys. This first one is going to be more like a WrestleMania or Starrcade, and we may go as much as 4 hours. Okay, we may go as long as 4 hours, but this is not. It's just going to be once a year for this. All the other times we're going to do it in different locations of the world. We may go to Japan, have a pay-per-view, and have a New Japan Tag Team Champions put their belts up. But the one constant will be the World Heavyweight Champion. Our World Heavyweight Champion will tour with us in every chance that we get. Every pay-per-view, the World Heavyweight Champion will be defended. Now, some of the weekly shows we may go to Georgia. Florida, for instance. We may have a Florida Championship Wrestling. Now, we're going to put some special wrestlers in Florida. Not only Kevin Sullivan, not only Dusty Rhodes, we're going to add some of the WWE stars into the Florida area. We may put Hulk Hogan down there. We may put Randy Savage out in the Pacific Northwest. Where can one go to get a quick profile of wrestlers? I don't know any. You can actually go to his website, and I think you can go and look. Or you know what? You may be able to go Google best pro wrestlers of all time. Okay, you can do that. 1,500. We're talking about Gotch. We're talking about in the 30s, 100 years ago. Some of those wrestlers are going to be available to us. But Sammartino, Flair, Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Lou Thesz, the Giant, the guy that ran AWA for years, Verne Gagne. Yeah, we'll be able to do a Lou Thesz versus Verne Gagne. We can do that. We can do a Bruno Sammartino against Hulk Hogan. We can do that. We can do an Ivan Koloff versus Nikita Koloff. We can do it. There's all sorts of things we can do. We're going to have World Tag Team Champions as well as some regional belts all over the world. Only one World Heavyweight Champion, though, and that person will wrestle. Now, I'm not sure if there are women involved or not. We'll have to look into that. But I know there are managers and valets involved. And so there's so many ways we can go with this thing. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I have not received the game yet. What's up, Alex? I have not received it, but I have paid for it. So I've got the receipt. I've got everything. As of 5 minutes ago, I had not yet received it. And I still haven't. So, but I paid for it about 18 minutes of 4. So about 30 minutes. Did William Perry wrestle once? I want to say maybe he did. Mongo McMichael, dude. What are you talking about? I just got here. Alex, I bought a PC, a wrestling PC game. 1,500 wrestlers. I can set up the rules. I can have a Hulk Hogan take on Lou Thesz in a cage. Yeah, Mongo's in real bad shape. He is. I could have Jeff Jarrett. Yeah, 1,500 wrestlers is a lot of wrestlers. You can have Doink the Clown. I mean, there's so many. Can you imagine Doink the Clown against Val Venus? I mean, there's so many ways we can go with things. And like I say, I'm gonna try to keep up in a book. 1,500 wrestlers, and how many that we're gonna have in each area. Okay, we're gonna have a bunch in Florida. Yeah, Bruiser Brody, Abdullah the Butcher. Yeah. The Matt Bourne Donkey Clan. You're exactly right there. So, you guys Give it to me after the video. Let me know who you want to see. We can do it. Andre the Giant against Big John Studd. We can do Paul White against Andre the Giant. Paul White, the Giant. We can do so many ways. We can do Hulk Hogan against Andre the Giant. We can so many ways we can go with it. I just wanted to let you know that I've got the game. It is a PC game. It is. So I will be setting up the camera so you guys can actually watch the action as it's going on. I can twiddle with it a little bit. I can have hidden features so you guys don't know who's actually winning the match. If I want to do it that way, like cover how much power they got, how much strength they got. That way you don't know when they're giving out. So many ways we can do it. So I tell you what, you guys, after the video is over, go down in the comment section. I'm going to write down all the matches that you guys have. We're going to take all of them into consideration. And then, like I say, the first ever, if it's May 4th or May 5th, whenever we're going to have, it'll probably take me 24 hours to get the matches together. We're going to start, not a 1,500 wrestler tournament. We can't do that. But we're going to have a lot. We may have 4 or 5 30-man wrestling, over the top rope battle royals. We can do 2 or 3 of those in a night. The first night of wrestling is going to be 4 hours long. 4 hours long. So it's just going to be just like WrestleMania or Starrcade. But we're going to call it Wrestle. I don't know. You guys can come up with a name to it too. Wrestling's Finest PC Games, the name of it. But we're going to call it. What cities are going to be the regions? You guys can help me out on that too. But I do know Florida is going to have their own. Mid-Atlantic is going to have their own. What is the name of the game, Mr. And that is the name of it. Wrestling's Finest PC Game. And like I say, I made the purchase about 30 to 45 minutes ago. It is purchased. 1,500 wrestlers. And like I say, when I get it, I'm going to set up a card as best as I can. First matches will be in Orlando, Florida. Okay? We're going to tour week by week, and we're going to have 2 hours, a 2-hour wrestling program. We'll do it on some nights that they're not wrestling shows for you guys to watch. Maybe a Thursday evening. We may do a 5 to 7 or 6 to 8 o'clock show. We may do a Saturday morning. We may do 11 to 12 for an hour and let you guys watch 2 or 3 wrestling. Today's the Pacific Midwest or something like that. And then today we're doing the Mid-Atlantic for 2 hours. And we'll have maybe, 100 wrestlers in that area. And you'll get to see some, maybe some guys get jumped, whatever. But that can set up for the pay-per-view when they come to that area. The World Heavyweight Champion will wrestle every pay-per-view, not every TV event. I'm going to try to have 4 to 6 hours worth of TV coverage for us every week from different areas. And then that way okay, who is the Florida champion? Who is the Texas champion? Who is the California champion? And maybe we'll have New York champion or something like that. And then we can have Canadian wrestling. We can have Mexico. And then we can definitely have Japan. And we can do all that. So what I'm going to say, we may have guys when they have a loser leave town match. Let's say they got a loser leave town match in Florida. They may have to go to New York and start up again with a new gimmick. And you can do gimmicks too. You can put masks on wrestlers, all sorts of stuff. Mask versus mask. Hair. I don't know about hair matches. I'm not sure about that, but you can try to remove masks if you want to. All sorts of stuff. And if it happens, then that way the next person will have to leave town or whatever, and we can do all sorts of stuff. You guys, I'm going to leave it up to you to try to help me out with some of the matches. So you can leave some down there. I will take every one of them in consideration. The first one will be the big one of the year, and we will have it every anniversary. It'll be here in the beginning of May. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I hope you guys are going to like it. But if I receive it today, it may be like May 6th. We may have the wrestling bonanza. Maybe we'll have it that, a wrestling extravaganza. And we'll have it up to 4 hours. We'll show all 10 matches. And one of them may be a women's title match. We'll have a world tag team match to have a world tag team champions. We may put them in a different area but the world champion's going to travel. The world tag team champions will have to travel. But other than that, not really. The rest of them are going to be just factional. They're going to be in their own little areas. They're heavyweight champions or whatever in that area. So we'll do it that way. And then the TV champion we're going to do an actual TV champion. Will never have to fight on the pay-per-view. He'll have 15-minute matches on television a lot of weeks. So we will do that. Thanks so much for watching. I think you can get a whole lot of things clicking in your heads. We can have a lot of great matches. You can tell me what type matches you like, but even if you just tell me who versus who, I can kind of, put a different type of match together. I know we'll have at least one cage match. I don't know if they have first blood matches. I don't know. We will see. But, hey, throw them out there to me, and we'll take everything in consideration. I'm going to write all these names down that you give me because it'll be preparing me for some of the guys we end up getting and in the territory. And then we'll have plenty of wrestlers anytime we go to Florida, anytime we go to Texas, anytime we go to the Mid-Atlantic area. Plenty of wrestlers if we've got 1,500. Till I'll see you again. My name's Rob. I hope you will enjoy this as much as I do. Wanted to put the investment in. So by putting the investment in, I want you guys to put a little time in too and let me know what you'd like to watch. Okay, have a good one, guys. And if I receive it tonight, I'll at least give some kind of preview as to what we're going to do. Okay, all right. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.